Layering in the winter time is important because with layers we can adjust our clothing according to activity. Therefore, you will never get too cold or too hot. So right now he's wearing basic combat uniform, which is excellent for high intensity activities and moving around. But in winter time we need to adjust it a little bit. So underneath this combat uniform there is merino wool base layer, and merino wool is to be worn in winter time because it is a breathable material and it stays warm if it gets wet. If it's really cold, like in -20°C or more, there can be two base layers worn at the same time. Like the second one, it can be thicker also. Alright, now he's wearing winter suit, which is really warm, and it's made for stationary situations when you don't have to move that much. Also, this is great for riding a snowmobile. Alright, so in the winter time you should always wear winter overalls. Winter overalls idea is that it gives you camouflage in the snowy environment. Also it prevents snow into getting to your other layers. Overall isn't warm at all. It gives you another layer, and air between layers is key to warmth. That is the magic of layering clothes. Also, winter overalls should be somewhat breathable, so this can be used in combat and when you're stationary. After a high intensity activity, always remember to change your base layer to dry one and then add winter suit on top of it. That's how you stay warm in winter time. Alright, next up we'll pack our backpack. Here is like least amount of gear that you should have on a 24-hour mission. This covers warmth, spare clothes and ability to eat warm meal. Of course, day pack also contains mission gear, explosive, radio, whatever. But this is like basic survival package that you need to have with you. Always remember to pack your backpack into waterproof way. Compression bags are great, but we will use a sturdy trash bag. You should pack your backpack according to the order you're planning to use your gear. First, take your spare clothes. We can put these in the bottom because if you're changing your clothes, you're not in a hurry probably. For the 24-hour mission, at least you should have one base layer for change and 2 pairs of socks for change. And of course also you need your winter suit with you. You need also at least 1 pair of warm gloves slash change gloves. And warm beanie is good to have if you need to be stationary a long time. Closest to the top in waterproof bag, you should have your winter jacket because we need this immediately when we stop and start being stationary. So let's put it here. Pack your crucial items into side pockets for easy access. For example, water bottle, thermos bottle, and also spare gloves. Food can be packed next to thermos bottle, so when you get to eat, you have everything you need in the same place. Onto the top pocket, you can pack mission critical gear, or for example, Air Pro. That's how you pack your backpack. Remember to waterproof your bag, have every item in certain place. Alright, let's talk about electronics. Nowadays soldiers carry quite a lot of electronics with them, and that can be an issue in the winter time. If you have replaceable batteries, have lots of them with you, and they need to be lithium batteries. Alkaline batteries die when it's freezing, but lithium batteries can stand with cold pretty well. You should store your electronics into your pockets because then your body heat can maintain heat in your device and then battery lasts longer. For example, this 𝗙ecie𝗪𝗪 shirt's stomach pocket is great for that. You should tape your spare batteries together to prevent them to rolling around, and also they need to be packed waterproof. Let's talk about optics. Optics can be electronic or not, but issue at winter time can be lenses which are fogging and freezing. Cure to fogging is to maintain your lenses clean. Clean lens doesn't fog that much that dirty lens does. Also have your lens caps on every time you're moving and doing anything but shooting. Optics and electronics can fail, so you should have secondary way of aiming. We have here iron sights, and make sure your iron sights are zeroed in properly. GPS devices are fun and handy, but never underestimate traditional ways of navigation, traditional compass and paper map. Also remember to practice those skills.
Thermals. There's a bunch of other videos on YouTube that covers the goods and the bads of night vision and thermals, but the fact of the matter is that thermals is considered a superpower, especially in cold weather where body heat is pretty impossible to trap and to cover. The only thing you can actually do is get some kind of material or cover and hide behind it. Don't recommend carrying a plexiglass. If you have some kind of material that doesn't warm up out of your body heat, it might help. But otherwise, if you're peeking around, sneaking around in the woods, as you can see, it's gonna be a bad day. The negative side with thermals is that they eat batteries. Night vision, they might work 10, 15, 20 hours depending on the temperature. Thermals, well, it's maybe a third or a fourth of that. So expect changing batteries every 2 or 3 or 4 hours, depending on what kind of equipment you have. Some considerations, if trying to tactically plan a mission or some other activities, and you want to hide or find the best time to hide from thermals, would be dawn or dusk in the spring or autumn. The fluctuation of the temperatures might give a wrong signal or wrong reading for the thermal device and might help you in masking your own signature. Also, thermals, they do not detect IR light spectrum. They have nothing to do with light, only warmth. So if you have IR lasers or some other IR devices, they are useless with thermals. So they don't replace night vision.